Yeah.
Thank you.
It's such a blessing to have you, and I think this conversation needs to be taken beyond, you know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It should be an everyday conversation. But before we get into that, I'd like to know more about your personal story. In my intro, I mentioned that you're also part of, you know, the millions of South Africans who are struggling with cancer. Tell us about how you found out about your battle with cancer.
Well, first of all, I must say, I want to say thank you to all my butterflies and everybody that saw me through in the last 5 months, because I didn't do it on my own. I had a lot of support. And for warriors out there, because we're not survivors, we're warriors, because we're fighting a battle every day of our lives. And that's forever changed. We're always going to be that way. So this is also about honoring warriors, and it's about honoring fallen warriors. Because as much as we say 80% of breast cancers, early detection, most common, all of these things, at the end of the day, 1 out of 7 women in South Africa will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And there was an article in the Washington Post that said 1/3 of people that are diagnosed with breast cancer in the USA, early detection, will come back with a recurring cancer. So you have to live with the cancer world, and you change with it. So you've got to find a way to work with it, because it doesn't go away. There's no cure. There's no doctor that can say to you, you are cured. At this point in time, you're cancer-free. You've had the surgery, you've had all the chemotherapy, you've got all the fractured bones in the body. It will pass. But each test and each year, one has to be cognizant that your life is never the same.
Absolutely. And would you mind sharing with us your journey as to how you found out, you know, about having cancer?
Yeah, it was quite a shock, as it is for everybody. I don't think my story is any different to anybody. I just think that when I went to the GP a year ago complaining of a muscle spasm in the breast area, and he said, don't worry, you've got nothing to worry about, so I didn't worry. And a year later, I went back to find out that I had breast cancer that had spread into the lymph. So the point is, how cognizant do we need to be and vigilant about what doctors are actually telling us? This is the family-friendly GP that I had been with for 5 years. For a muscle spasm, I said, all right, let me go for an x-ray. So I went for an x-ray. At no time did he say, when last did you have a mammogram? Have you had a mammogram? And go for a mammogram. And that is my whole point. Don't be complacent. Don't trust and rely, because now I'm sitting with a problem that could have been avoided. When we went to go and see the doctor to explain, he said, but there are all the breast cancer awareness campaigns out there. So, you know, at which point do we actually take cognizance of what doctors are telling you and what do you need to do about yourself? So for me, breast cancer awareness needs to be turned into action. We can put all the ribbons we like, we can wear all the pink we like. At the end of the day, action is the only thing that's going to make a difference. Action about knowing your rights as a patient, knowing your rights for healthcare, and early detection, mammograms.
And speaking about those, I mean, as a member of the public yourself, how would you advise one to take measures or precautional measures, or what would you advise them to do? Should they suspect or feel that a medical practitioner should be held accountable for negligence, as in your case?
Well, it's been an interesting journey. It's a very intimidating journey, and lawyers advise you not to take up a case. I'm taking up the case, and it's going to be a long battle and a long journey, but I'm trying to save one life at a time. If he had ignored my complaints at that time and I landed up in a late stage, who else is going to have to suffer? So you have to get an attorney, and you have to get advocates, and you have to do civil litigation, and it can take up to 2 years, of which I'm going to be doing, to hold somebody accountable for their parts in negligence. And at the end of the day, there's the Health Professions Council, a complaint there as well. So if anyone needs to know more, I can be a good guide for them in telling them more, but I am taking the steps that are needed, because I feel that I'm not going down without a fight.
And as an activist and ambassador for cancer and advocating for people's rights when it comes to cancer, not just only for healthy living. What has been your message this October month?
The message, stand up for yourself and speak out.
That's the message.
That's the message.
And you feel it comes from a more personal experience?
Well, I've been a human rights activist for the last 3 decades. When this situation happened, I had to work out, am I going to stand up for myself or am I going to let this go? So it's about standing up for yourself. Everybody has the right to speak out. Do you have the courage and the strength to speak out? That's why I've needed so many butterflies and so many support systems around me to actually have the courage to do this, to actually say, I'm not accepting what happened to me without a medical professional taking responsibility for his part in it. I trusted him. He said, don't worry, it's a muscle spasm. He didn't investigate further.
Yeah. And any message before we let you go to anyone that is not only affected directly by cancer, but I mean family members are emotionally vested in this as well.
Family members, exactly. Yeah. For friends, for people, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. The most important is find a positive way to walk the journey. It doesn't help to be depressed, and it doesn't help to not be able to get out of bed every day. Find meaning and purpose. I found meaning and purpose because I've got all the butterflies around. We're all butterflies having a human experience. I had butterflies help me lift my wings. And none of us are going to be here forever. I want my message to outlive me. We are forever changed.
Thank you so much, Addi
And
Lang.
I'm grateful and I'm blessed.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Addi Lang, for joining us and sharing your message with us. We wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much. Well, of course, that was cancer warrior Addi Lang, who is one of the ambassadors for Pinktopia, telling us more about her personal journey with cancer, her message to all the butterflies that are also affected by this cancer.